Okay, so that was the final session of today's Car Design Dialogues. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to have a chat now with my counterpart, colleague, sparring partner, no, Christopher Ludwig, who I'm sure seen throughout the day. Christopher, it's been packed thematically. There's been loads going on, but I wondered if you could offer perhaps some insight or highlights for you.
I mean, I was thinking that we call it Car Design Dialogues because we wanted to bring people into the studios and with the teams, that we got to meet here, and obviously bring these design conversations and interviews. So we could have actually called it Car Design Dialectics, because actually we just such an amazing arrays of contrast. I mean, I think the main message from all of the, let's say, the relaunches of these are not retro designs, right?
Absolutely not. No.
Reviving an icon, but not looking backwards, bringing it forward. So taking something like Hummer and showing what's possible with an EV platform, right? In terms of the shapes, in terms of the packaging and things like that, the package. So and even going to the moon, looking to the moon, right? So it laying all the details like that. And obviously, as we just heard from the Jeep team with the Grand Wagoneer, I mean, what a positive vision for the future. I think that comes with it. Again, not just looking back, but taking that history with it, which is important. But other contrasts too, right? Between themes like premium and sustainability.
Absolutely.
Polestar, how to bring performance together with sustainability, and again, just from SCA, whether that's through materials, so not the leather we expect, not necessarily the chrome, turning to more sustainable materials, recycled, woven fabrics, etc. All on possibilities that we sort of had a sense, but still kind of maintaining that premium. Or again, another contrast or extreme connectivity, obviously inside every vehicle, but look at what Polestar did with the sort of eye tracking, right? So a wide area of vision, but a focus area where you have the detail. And I just think those are some of the threads that there were many more. I mean, I particularly just loved all the Easter eggs that everyone seems to like to hide everywhere.
I've only ever heard Easter eggs referred to in computer games, but no, it's nice to hear them referred to in car design as well. And some mild controversy, perhaps, from Frank Stevenson, damning the EV future as the wrong path. I mean, jury is probably out on that, but I mean, it's.
Well, I think that there was, to be fair, I mean, okay, there's the gearheads and the petrol heads, aside from the beautiful roar and sound, which obviously designers are working on addressing things like that as well. But I think the critique is fair in the sense and being addressed. So again, on the point of when does an electric vehicle become sustainable, at what point of its life cycle. I mean, I think a lot of the designers we heard from today weren't just talking about the tailpipe or what's happening there. It's the life cycle of the materials, the life cycle of the product. And so it is something that is a fair criticism, and a company like Polestar is directly addressing it. I mean, literally as part of its vision statement, putting out the kind of data which actually, I don't say makes it look bad, but does, it's the Polestar data which admitted its emissions are higher for the Polestar 2 than the comparable XC40. But that becomes a precept emission statement. We're addressing that. That's part of it. So I think the critique in that sense is fair and actually being met head on by the teams, starting right from the design process. I loved what we heard from a number of the. I think this was also Hummer again in terms of this perhaps reflects, Frank said, don't be too much an engineer, be a designer. Again, I think that creativity is important, but at the same time, with some of these products, the design and engineering kind of having to work directly together to make what's possible, to bring the art of the possible, immediately to life, was really, really clear there too. So I love those sorts of controversies. I think they're great part of the dialectic here, but I don't think they were
Yeah.
would be denied by our teams.
No, that was quite interesting. My own sort of my own highlights are much more sort of an aesthetic point on aesthetic points, and I absolutely really enjoyed the Wagoneer, the Jeep guys with their jewel-like details. Who says ornament is dead? Minimalism isn't here to stay. I think we've still got a future in these kind of very carefully crafted knobs, I suppose, that you have in your car. Thanks so much, Chris, for joining me right at the end, and thanks to all the Car Design Dialogues team. We're going to leave it there. We have a great itinerary tomorrow as well, with films from Lucid Motors, among others, that we hope you tune into. But until tomorrow, have a good evening.
Thanks very much. We'll see you tomorrow. What is we're starting again on Pacific Coast time. I think 9 Pacific, 12 Eastern, 5 GMT, 6 Central Europe time. So, you know,
whatever it is, it's late for us, Chris. I think
it's late for us, you know, and I think it's it's time for us to have the beer. So I think maybe for our audience, who whatever beverage they prefer now, to get on with it, right?
Hot cocoa.
Thanks very much.